I grew up in a good home. My parents were divorced when I was really young. My dad ended up getting custody of me, and life at my dad's was good. We went to church every time the doors opened, and I mean that literally. Every time the doors opened, we were there. I would go and visit my mom's on the weekend. As I grew up, I started realizing that my mom's was the place where I could get away with most of the stuff, you know. So I was on the fence my whole life. I was going to church, and then on the weekends going to my mom's and partying it up, just living however I wanted to. And then I ended up finding some pills in my mom's closet, and it didn't take long for me to be addicted to those pills. Ended up going to a school in Virginia. The school in Virginia was very important though. I met a girl there who would later change my life in a lot of ways. We dated there for about 6 months, and then I was kicked out again. I first started to get in trouble when I was 14 or 15 years old. When you're stealing from your parents, you're stealing from your uncles, aunts and uncles, whoever, just to get money to buy these pills because the addiction is so strong that you can't really control it. All you think about is getting that next high, that next fix. It didn't take long until I spiraled out of control. When I was 18, I started going to jail, and I actually went to prison. I kind of lost hope in the other side of life, the right way of living. So I embraced the evil part of it. And in prison, it's all over the place. You can get whatever you want. I literally had 4 different people in my cell block that I could go to and get anything I wanted. If I didn't stop, somebody was probably going to kill me, or I was going to end up killing myself with the amounts of drugs that I was doing and the means that I was having to go by to get them. There's a bunch of things that started happening all at once. So we're sitting there, me and my cellmate, we're locked down 22 hours a day. We're going through TV channels just all day long. So I never stopped on TBN before, never really paid any attention to it. And he makes the suggestion to stop and let's watch it. Let's watch a service, or let's watch a message. I don't know what, the wheels just started turning, I guess, in my head. And I started looking at who I was and what I'd become, what I'd done myself. The whole time you gotta remember, being raised up in church, I knew God was real. I knew what people had when they had their faith in Jesus and in Christ. And I knew they had the real thing. I wanted God, but I didn't want it more than I got, to get high. So I think my faith back then wasn't real because there was no real change. It wasn't too long after that I got a letter from Ashley in the mail, and it was like God said, all right, that was me speaking to you. When you watch that message, that was me speaking to you, and there's still something in store for you. The surrender fully took place sometime along watching those messages. One night, after doing some illegal activity in there, I was broken. I was bawling, crying, and everything was crumbling down. I don't know exactly what day it was, but there was something happened where I knew that I'd had enough, and I knew it was done. And I knew that he had a better plan in life for me. I knew I could either continue on and, not gain anything but lose everything, or I could just give my life over to God and surrender and gain everything. Just like that, God opens doors, and he got me out of the place that I was in, into a drug program, and our relationship, mine and Ashley's relationship, had already took off, and it was amazing. God was doing things very quickly in my life, and I remember being amazed at all the guys that I used to buy stuff from, and all the guys that I used to use with. They would come up to me and congratulate me, and say I was a light to them, which I couldn't really comprehend how I was a light to anybody. God started to move in the cell block that I was in. There's like 60-some people that's in this cell block, and at the place I was in right then, we'd only got out for 2 hours a day, and an hour out of that time we had our Bible study, and it was set aside no matter what, we were doing it. And God was moving in those Bible studies. Guys that I was using with quit using and was coming to them. I made such a mess of my life growing up, but I know that God He's got me here for a purpose, or I'd already be dead. God has made a complete 180 in my life, a complete 180. He's changed everything that I do, and I still screw up, but His forgiveness is once and for all. He changed me from the inside out, changed my heart. I know He wants to use me, and I'm ready for Him to use me.